What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Day and I'm a cybersecurity professional and a college student, and this video is going to be on how I failed my CompTIA CySA Plus exam, or CySA Plus, however you want to pronounce it. So last month I took my first attempt of the CYSA Plus and I failed narrowly by 20 points, and that was a really humbling experience. If there's one thing that it actually did, it humbled me, especially having such a unique track record of success over the last couple of months. I wasn't working on a streak of success or anything, but when something kind of disrupts the norm, it definitely messes with you a little bit. But I think overcoming that is really the important thing, which I did pass my second attempt, but I'll be talking about that in another video. But I decided to make a separate video on how I failed, or why I failed, because I think it's important to talk about it. And I like talking about these things because I like showing that I'm not always it's not always perfect or rosy or glossy. Things don't always go your way. So I'm going to talk about how I failed. So the CYSA Plus exam was definitely an exam that I've had my sights on for quite a while, because it's kind of the next step after Security Plus. It's either the CYSA Plus or the Pen Test Plus, depending on what path you're choosing. And I chose the CYSA Plus, of course, because it's more geared towards my personal goals, as well as the fact that I work on the defensive side of cybersecurity. So when I first started studying for the CYSA Plus, I actually had just quit my last job. At the time, I was working as a cybersecurity analyst at my last position. If you haven't watched my video about how I became a security analyst at 19 without a college degree, definitely check that out. But I had just quit that job, and I had 2 weeks before starting another job. So I was it would be a really great time to start studying for the certification. So I started studying for the CYSA Plus. Actually started studying for it a little before that 2 weeks. And I was using Jason Dion's training course, because Dion, it's Dion, he has really good training. So I was using this training course on Udemy for the CYSA Plus, going over the videos, studying every day like I usually study. And I studied for about a month, and then I attempted it and I failed with 20 points. And when I was taking that exam, it was definitely challenging. I was sweating. I was sweating when I was taking the exam. It was definitely one of the most challenging, if not the most challenging exam I've taken so far. And I think it's interesting because it's a really great exam, especially if you're on the defensive side of cybersecurity, because it gives you a different perspective, or a deeper perspective beyond certain things you might have been used to, because it's really broad. And I think one thing that now I realize after passing the exam was I underestimated the exam. I knew the exam was definitely a beast of an exam. I knew it was definitely going to be difficult, but I feel like I underestimated it. I could have underestimated it, but I underestimated it a little bit too much, and I had the outcome that I had. So this exam covers various things, from threat intelligence, incident response, cloud security, application security, different areas of security analysis, blue team, things that cover things you would be doing as a cybersecurity analyst, digital forensics, all that stuff. This exam is definitely a beast of an exam, and I would encourage anybody out there who wants to take the exam to not underestimate it. You definitely stand to learn a lot of things from this exam. It's in my opinion, one of the best exams you can take if you're into security analysis or blue team stuff. I think it's one of the best exams that I've taken so far, in terms of in relation to my cybersecurity career. But it definitely is an exam that you don't want to joke with or take lightly, because as much as you're bound to learn a lot from it, if you don't study well enough for it, you probably might fail on your first attempt. But the great thing about failure is you learn more, in a weird sense, because like after failing you want to make sure that your next attempt is a success, so you try to compensate and stuff like that. So I'm grateful that I passed my second attempt, which I'll be talking about in another video. But I definitely, you know, urge anyone out there who's like studying for this exam to, you know, not joke with it. I didn't joke with it, but I underestimated the exam. You know, I had the outcome that I did. But yeah, I definitely recommend this exam for anyone who's into like security analysis, even if you're not like on the defensive side, even on the offensive side, if you're trying to learn like how, you know, things work on the other side. Definitely an exam that you want to look into and, you know, learn more about. But like I said, I will be doing another video on how I passed the exam, my experience and all of that. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you like this video, please be sure to smash the like button and be sure to subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and comment below, let me know if you passed this exam in your first attempt and your experience with it. I really want to know what you guys who have taken the exam think of the exam. But yeah, once again, thank you guys very much for watching this video. I will see you in the next video.